podcast for another week. If you haven't noticed, Mr. Fransen, our esteemed co-host, is in a total different environment. Somewhere within the city limits of Calgary, I'm assuming. Carl, where are you at today?
For the past 2 hours, I've been enjoying the sun at Edworthy Park, just in the southwest here in Calgary.
I know it well.
Very, very well. In fact, just going to pan around here for a little bit. There it is. I'm actually actively working in a park.
Part of the new normal.
The new normal is now here. Now, the new normal also involves COVID. So at 10 o'clock, which was around 2 hours ago, I had my staff come down to the park. And we started talking back and forth, saying, you know what, it's good to do face-to-face again. Part of the modern workplace is that we don't see each other. We do video conferencing all the time, and some guys will look at their phones. Some guys are basically like watching YouTube videos, whatnot, sort of thing. But sometimes you just can't get away from the need for this face-to-face.
Yeah, exactly.
So check the forecast. We found a park that's actually close to all of us. Meet here in an hour. We accomplished more in a walking meeting than I ever had in a boardroom or on a video chat. It was absolutely just fantastic. We're basically breaking new ground here at CTech, having meetings like this out in the parks now.
Isn't it great when you can do that?
Dude, your body requires movement, right? I had guys sitting down on the basically, we had a picnic table right over here. Some guys sitting down on the picnic table. We had guys standing around it in a way. We walked, we basically talked, and we kept moving. And as long we had an agenda, we followed the agenda point by point by point. But the biggest thing is, we had to use our laptops. We had to access PowerPoint presentations. We had to access real-time data from our Power BI dashboards. We had to go into our ticketing system and actually modify how we see things and actually report on a few things. And we did it all from that bench right there. We had one guy on the laptop looking around. Here's what move the monitor around. What do you guys think? Or a guy sitting right across from them saying, all right, guess what? My monitor is linked to your monitor. I see what you see in real time. And I'm going to be sitting by this tree over here because I'll sit down for a while. And it was phenomenal. No boardrooms, no big stuffy leather chairs. We were open. We have people around us. We're in a living, breathing environment, and it was fantastic. Is this a dream? Could you do this?
I could, but it's too freaking hot where I live, Carl. It's 22 degrees. It's beautiful in Calgary. It's like 37 here.
Oh man, yeah, no shade's gonna help you with that. Like, honestly, with you, I went maybe 20 feet from here to here to try and find a shady spot so that my camera worked well. The hell, that was it. And I see your fan on your left-hand side right there going back and forth.
Because my air conditioning has been broken all week, so it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit in my office right now.
You know what? In my office right now, I got a cool breeze and sunshine, surrounded by trees.
I'm envious.
This right here, welcome to the new normal.
No, this right here. You gotta say it like this. New normal.
New normal. It sounds ominous, but the thing is, this is COVID friendly. You're basically COVID immune right now. You want to wear masks. We're basically 2 meters apart from one another. Walking, talking, sitting, interacting. You hear that? There's actually a train that just passed us as well. Part of the ambiance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so right now I'm seeing what we're pioneering right here is a distraction. Yeah, hashtag worth it. So as right now, doing video conference calls in parks, meeting clients outside instead of stuffy old boardrooms, this here showcases what life can be like with the current technology.
What are you calling that again? You're calling that the re-ruralization.
Yeah, the re-ruralization of people actually leaving the big cities, leaving suburbia, going to parks in the middle of absolutely nowhere, like Nova Scotia or on some kind of like Vancouver Island, and be able to do a full work day and be fully KPI'd, fully productive, and it just works. It worked today. What's the difference between me in the office or me in the park?
Exactly.
And you know what we can do? I can have my marketing team over by that tree. I can have my techs, my first level techs over by that tree over there. I can have the manager sitting on that table with a bunch of food and snacks, and we can move around the city just to basically get that office feel in a much more productive environment than an office.
Gotcha.
Talk
Makes
about
sense to me.
Yeah. The only limiting factor basically is right now my cell phone is tethered to my laptop because there's no hotspot that's nearby. I can walk across the bridge to Angel's Cafe over there, go to the hotspot, and save on my data.
Yeah, especially for you guys in Canada because data costs are so crazy.
God, we need more competition. We need to fix the big three right there. But dude, end of the day, man, this is basically the new life.
Did I tell you, Carl, what I pay for data?
Don't we have the I don't do I told you so's anymore or remember time when?
About that. That's right. Yeah. Obviously.
10 years ago when.
I think I paid like $70 for 75 gigs of data.
One day, Canada will catch up. One day.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, I'm talking about re-ruralization, Carl. I just booked a 3-week Airbnb getaway. And you'll never guess in a million years where I'm going.
Nova Scotia?
No, it's within the confines of the United States because I don't want to cross international borders at this time.
Oh, you can't do it because of COVID. You can't quarantine yourself.
It's still a rumor that the border may be open by the end of July, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah, good luck with that. But okay, yeah.
But I'm getting as close to the New Brunswick border as I can without actually stepping foot into New Brunswick.
I don't know my states like that. New York's around there. Wisconsin's up there.
So I'm actually going to a little town called Lubec, Maine.
Maine. Okay.
It's the most furthest northeast corner of the continental United States, and and it's 500 meters from the international border going to I can't remember the name of the island in New Brunswick.
And don't tell me you're able to run Ulistic perfectly from there, right?
Well, I hope. I'm taking my laptop. I hate working off a laptop. I'd much rather work on a desktop. But I guess I could pack my desktop if I really, really wanted to.
Or how about a laptop with a docking station and a big 36-inch monitor?
Yeah, that's another option. Yeah.
Or basically buy a monitor once you're there. There you go.
Yeah, that's another option too. But Lubec, Maine is not very. They won't have an Apple or a Microsoft store there, or even I would guess not. I would have to guess not even a IT shop. So the way I heard about this, Carl, there's a guy on YouTube who runs a daily video series called "The World According to Briggs."
Okay.
And he did the 10 cheapest beach communities to live in the United States, and Lubec, Maine was in the top 10.
So basically, what you're telling me right now is with the new normal and the modern workplace and
ruralization,
you're able to basically say, I'm going to basically take off for 3 weeks. I'm going to go halfway across a country.
I'm basically going to drive up the whole East Coast.
East Coast, nice, and then basically live and Airbnb it, and still be the CEO of a successful marketing corporation.
That's 100% correct.
Wow, how come everyone doesn't understand how easy this really is right now, or how accessible this is? I think it's up to people like us to tell them, show them.
I'm gonna poke holes in your challenge here.
Bring it on.
Because that's kind of what I do. So
yeah,
we've had. I think I'm all in for remote workplaces and all for that. I'm one of the biggest fans of that, but it has to be the right people. So how do you police your people so you're getting maximum productivity from them or efficiencies from them, so they're not essentially screwing the pooch when they're sitting at home?
Because
it does happen.
It does. And it happens more often than you actually could even like to admit. Like, you put a lot of trust in people. Like, have you done the report? No, I was a little bit busy. Couldn't do that. The way CTech does it is that CTech has KPIs for every single person who actually works with us. You right now, for techs, you would do X number of calls a day. You would enter your time in here, here, and here. We get to track that, so we know that you're not watching YouTube videos or doing something else. You're actually working at client sites and working on client sites. Our managers, exactly the same way. Our VCIO, they have the ability to say, you know what, you got to basically produce this amount of work, and we track everything because right now everything's in the same location. It's all in the modern workplace. It's all in the cloud. So we're able to push a button, watch all the dashboards come up. I visited 10 clients today. I generated $250,000 of revenue actually for this quarter. I see all that in real time as long as they actually use the system. If they don't use the system, I was busy, I didn't get my time in. I have a default response. You took the day off. You try to game the system, but the system has self-corrects itself. Oh yeah, I worked 10 hours at a client. I'll put in 10 hours at a client. Okay, you worked 10 hours at a client. Then suddenly the client gets a report that says that so-and-so's worked 10 hours at that client site. And they follow up and say, the tech didn't work 10 hours at the client site. What's going on? Mm-hmm. So you now got to be a little more, KPIs have always existed. All you got to do basically is focus on performance based instead of basically watching your soldiers sit at their desks and say, yep, they're here, they must be working. No, they're not. Performance-based KPIs are what CTech made us strong. And basically weeded out the techs that were trying to game the system, weeded out the managers who were ineffective, and basically made us into that firm that says, hold a second, our overhead, we have the lowest tech to C count that I know of because all systems are now automated. We're now using our systems, using the actual new technology to ensure that, hold a second, I don't need an admin assistant. I have Cortana for that. I don't need a secretary. I have automatic schedulers, I have bookings, and I have Office 365 voice that does all that work for us. I don't need to have people actually look for problems. I have my systems do it for me. So once you start customizing those systems, dude, I can live like this every single day.
Yeah.
I can become a snowbird. I can basically go down to Florida, see you, and work on CTech. No one will know the difference, except my background is going to change. It's a thing of beauty. But again, it has come from the top, right? The CEOs. To attack the CEO, you gotta say efficiency, lower cost, more OPEX costs, more flexibility, and better. You make it more competitive. Hit those 5 things for a CEO, you might be interested. Manager, completely different. The actual workers, completely different. You need to basically sell and promote at every single level of the organization for them to buy into it, or else it's basically a complete useless endeavor.
Yeah.
But you're right. Finding that unicorn, that diamond in the rough, is unique right now. But dude, honestly, next 4, 5, 6 years sort of thing, this is going to be what people are going to demand.
I would happen to agree with you on that. Is that yeah. I guess it just depends on the situation, right? Like, mm-hmm. I think we've been down this road before too, right?
We have, various different ways, and now it's becoming more and more mature, and now it's being pushed along artificially by COVID, and now people are awakened to this. That they don't have to basically futz around with VPNs anymore or try to use RDP access to go to a terminal server. It's now easy. It's now accessible. And now it works anywhere. Just look at me. I'm in Edworthy Park right now at noon on July the 10th, 2020, and I'll probably be here all day. I don't want to go back to my home office. I don't want to go back to like a client site. I can do all my work effectively here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go across the way, grab some food, or hell, even picnic it if I want to. If it gets bright out, I got my sunglasses here, and that's all that I need. Otherwise, I'm golden.
Now, if my memory serves me correctly, unless things have changed, because it's been a few years since I've been back in the Calgary area, there wasn't that much around Edworthy Park.
They've increased it a little bit. After the big flood, they fixed up the waterway a little bit. They are putting a lot of construction actually in the parking lot over there. And the Wi-Fi hotspots are going up as well.
Well,
so, cool. yeah, there's no Wi-Fi hotspots on this part of the island, on this part of, not island, this part of Edworthy Park. But on the other side, they're all over the place. They have workout areas every couple hundred meters or so right now. And they have like do-it-yourself bike fixer-upper places. Now get this way. If you want to attract the workers to a city, and now the workers are now demanding to actually want to work more in parks and more in green spaces, the city would automatically start moving them themselves to, let's add on some more Wi-Fi. Let's add on more spaces for knowledge workers to actually to cohabitate in places that are more green like this, and see what happens. Soon the cities will catch on very quickly, and they'll catch up to the new normal.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, so now after this question at Edworthy Park, Carl, are you on the? Did you have to cross the river, or are you on the York side of the river?
I'm on that side. I'm on the other side of the river. The thing is, Edworthy Park, this happenstance is that I can basically go down the back way, go in the back parking lot. I had my service desk manager. He lives in the deep north. He basically hit down Crowchild Trail to here. I have my SDM, my service desk manager. My account manager. He lives near around Glenmore area. He basically took Crowchild Trail up. They parked on that side. I parked on the other side. We met right in the middle.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And now, in happenstance, there's a second train that just passed us. You know what? If I don't like trains anymore, I pick a different park.
There you go. And there's plenty. There you go to Princess Island Park. You can go all over the place in Calgary. It's the nice thing about the city. It's lots of parks for you to work in.
Exactly. How about this? Why don't I have a client meeting? How powerful would this be? I go suit and tie downtown. Okay. I go to a client in Bentrol Tower or any tower, Suncor, whatever. Knock on their door and said, hey, let's go to Princess Island Park. I got my laptop set up and I can pitch them CTech. Guess what? CTech is now run completely in this park. You see all my gauges, all my dashboards, all my collaboration, all my communication, everything from my laptop, and say, this here can be your new corporation. You can still keep your expensive real estate. You can still keep your parking spot downtown. You can still keep the 3 or 4 floors that you're currently inhabiting with all your employees. But what if I basically allowed you to take off one of those floors out of the 3? I'll give you a 33% reduction in your overhead costs and an increase in efficiency by allowing your staff to work at home or in parks just like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What kind of sale would that be? I can slowly whittle away.
For the right person, it'll be a huge attraction.
Exactly. If I can say cut 33% off all of your capital costs for your rent, for your office, for your phone, for everything along those lines, it just goes away, and replace it with nothing in terms of extra costs, because guess what? Everyone's on Office 365 anyway, or Google Cloud, whatever, is already there.
Yep.
And I can basically increase your efficiency. I increase your security. I increase your identity management. I increase your collaboration. I increase your communication. That's what I replace it with.
Exactly.
That is an easier and easier sell every single year. Guess what? Sun in my face. Look at this. Sun was in my face. Done. I moved over. How about that?
Well, it's good to see. It's good to see for those on watching our video. It's good to see the backgrounds of Calgary, because it's been like many years since I've been there. It makes me a little bit homesick right now.
It is a beautiful city to live in. A lot of green space, a lot of parks, a lot of places to work out, work in, and work around.
Although it's really never really my home, the original home. I lived there for 20 some odd years, so it kind of became my makeshift home.
Yeah, it's home for now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, once Calgary sort of thing gets too small for us, guess what's going to happen?
Too small?
CTech, well, think about it this way. There's other opportunities, other places. Or we have clients who have grown to other cities as well. What would it take for CTech to basically take my laptop, move it over to a new city, like guess what, I'm now in a new city, and work there. There.
Yep.
CTech is now in a new city, just like that. I have all my staff, all my technology, everything along those lines. Now I'm in a new city, and now I can take over this city as well.
Excellent.
That's all it takes.
Good insights as always, Carl. So welcome to the new normal. I don't think we can use that term anymore. I think the normal's here forever. This is the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
And good talk about re-ruralization again. I think it's very, very important.
Yeah.
Carl, give us the quick coordinates for CTech, just for those people that are new to the program.
For sure. Right now at CTech, my desk has acorns. Well, not acorns, like what are those things? Grass and leaves.
Yeah.
That's the new normal for CTech right now. We are cash flow positive during COVID. We have no overhead. We have completely restructured everything we do from the ground up, meaning that what you see right here, our sales team knows, our marketing knows, our account manager knows, and our techs know to bring what we have to CTech as a reality to any business that they want to kind of dip their big toe actually in this.
Yeah.
And we go as far as they want. You just want communication? Fantastic. How about, or just collaboration? No problem. Stop right there. Or if you want to, say, protect all your documents. Say you have all your documents on your file server. You're worried about ex-employees leaving due to COVID, taking the data with them. We can stop that from happening. We've embraced all the current technology, and we've made that reality to give to all our clients and clients to be, to make them more competitive, more efficient, lower the costs down, and to survive this new normal in this COVID environment. That's the
You got to stop saying the COVID environment. I think that's here and gone now. I think.
Okay. The new environment.
Well, it's here and it's here to stay.
Exactly. And lastly, can you actually social distance in your boardroom more than 5 people?
Probably not.
I can.
There you go.
My new boardroom. Here it
There
is.
you go.
Welcome to CTech Boardroom.
Welcome to the CTech Boardroom. Well, that's the new name of the podcast.
Exactly.
So yeah,
folks, live it.
Check out ctechgroup.ca if you're interested in everything that Carl has to say. Give him a shout. And Carl, as always, another great Calgary Tech Talk podcast. Next week, I want to see you broadcasting from somewhere in the mountains.
As long as I got Wi-Fi up there.
I want to see a mountain background.
That I probably could do.
I actually wrote an article years ago where I was, years ahead of my time, about 10 years ago, where I actually was blogging from Edmonton International Airport and from Kananaskis country. So I want to see you in K country next week with the mountains in the background, because that's something I truly miss.
I might be able to do that for you. If I have time to drive out there, we'll see what I can do.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in for this week's Calgary Tech Talk podcast. My name is Stuart Crawford. With me, as always, is the one and only Carl Esquire, Carl Fransen Esquire from CTech. Thanks again,
every year.
Thank you, everyone.
Take it, everyone. Be safe.